So when you date parties, the number one thing you have to remember is to have fun. Pam just said it. You have to have fun at everything you do to build this business. Because if you don't, then it's a job. And this is not a job. This is fun and it's your own job. And so if you're new and have no parties in your book, if you've been around a while and you ran out of parties, if you recruited all the people at your party and now you don't have any parties, I hope that I can give you 1 or 2 ideas today to help you build your date book. So are you waiting for your phone to ring to have a full date book? Are you sitting at your own game, sitting in the bleachers, watching all the Tupperware directors and managers doing parties and getting trips, and you're just waiting for somebody to call you to have a party? Are you thinking about calling your leads to set a date, but you just never get around to it? Well, I want to tell you, think of every time you don't call, every time you don't ask, it's $100 that you are losing in your pocket. Because an average party is about $400, and that's $100. So you're gonna lose that money every time you don't ask someone to date a party. And I will tell you, one of my consultants and I, we went to the store the other day, and the lady, they were samples all over the store, and she was dishing out ice cream, and it was really hard. And I said, you need the Tupperware ice cream scoop. She goes, Tupperware makes an ice cream scoop? I go, yeah, and you need one at this store. And she goes, Tupperware, is that still around? I go, you know what you need, honey? You need a party. She goes, I do need a party. And so I dated a party in the field. That's what you do. You bring up the product, you love the product, you talk about the product, and you date a party. Okay, so dating a party really starts with making a new friend. And if you think every time you go out in the field to make a new friend, you start with a friendship. And the friendship builds to become a party. You know, if you go up and say, you want a party, you want a party, you want a party? No, you can't be pushy. You'll push them all right out the door. You have to be friendly, and you have to want to make a new friend. And when you do, you bond, you give her a Tupperware catalog, and then you can ask her to have a party because now she knows who you are. So also, every time you don't ask someone to have a party, you're actually cheating them out of all the free Tupperware they can get. So if you think of the other person, which is what we do in friendships, we think of our friends first, then you really don't have to feel bad about asking somebody, because they're going to get all kinds of free Tupperware, and they're going to have fun, and they're going to have their friends over. So it's an opportunity for them to be a host, and when you don't ask, you cheat them. And remember, have fun, okay? So the first thing you have to do is set up your schedule, because if you have baseball 2 nights a week and you don't want to miss your child's game, then don't miss your child's game. So set up your schedule, put everything in you're doing personally, and then star the days that you can hold Tupperware parties for you. It's your business. Don't let the business run you. You need to run your business. And if you want to do parties on weekends only, then do parties on weekends only. If you want to be a director, then you need to have it a few more days than that. But I'm going to tell you that how many parties do you want to hold? And I want you to think about this for a minute. If you held 8 parties a month, that's 2 parties a week, 3 hours out of your home, that's only 24 hours that you've worked. That's like 1 day out of 30 days if you add it all together. And so what do you think your business would look like if you did 2 parties a week for 3 months? Just think about that for a minute. That's not a part-time business, that could be a full-time business. And that really is not a lot. And all it is 24 hours of sharing all of your products 8 times out of your home, enjoying family and friends, and having a good time. So that's what having a Tupperware party is. And you can't find a part-time job like that, making the money you'll make on 8 parties a month anywhere. You just can't. Now, I have dating cards in there, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So I'll come back and talk about that because they're really important. And one of our regionals gave us these dating cards, and I'll put them up on the champion team page tomorrow. And I use them all the time. And they're 4 on a sheet. And on the front, it has the date of your party, and then it has the name information, all the information you need from a person that dates a party. On the back of this card, and you print them on cardstock in brightly colored cards. And on the back it says, what would you like to earn free, $100 in free product, what would you take? And also, what would you choose if you got 3 half-off products for free? And so what you do with these cards is I carry them everywhere. And you take your next 6 available dates in the next 3 weeks. Don't go out 6 weeks because they always take the last date. So go through your calendar and find out the next 6 available dates that you want to hold a party. And then what you do is you write those dates in pencil on the top of these little cards. They're 3x5 cards. And so you keep them in your purse. If you're a guy, you keep them in the car, you keep them in your pocket, you keep them somewhere. So you always have them. So if you are at a store You can whip them out if they have their calendar and say, oh my gosh, these are my 6 next available dates, and if you date a party on one of these dates, I will give you an extra gift. Now, if somebody's thinking about having a party already, I would choose one of their dates because I get more Tupperware, okay? Because everybody loves to get extra Tupperware. And so I also use them, now if they don't choose one of those dates, it's okay, but those little cards are great if you're at an event like next Monday and you have all these guests and they date a party and you don't have time to sit and write all their information down. You hand them that card, they hand it back to you and it has all their information on it. And then you can pick a date and put the date of the party. And so you have an organized way to keep your leads. Some of you might remember Eleanor Gangler. She was a national trainer many, many years ago. I used to listen to her tapes daily, and I also used to go to every training that she did when she came to our distributorships. And one thing she taught me, and I will tell you that this works, and when it becomes a habit, you don't have to really do it anymore. But she used to use beans, and I don't like beans, they're boring, so I had pennies. Every single day that I woke up, I put 10 pennies in my left pocket. And every single time that day, I talked about Tupperware, I handed somebody a catalog, I dated a party, I talked to someone about recruiting. I take a penny from my left pocket and put it in my right pocket. And when I did that, at the end of the day, if I did that 10 times, that was a good Tupperware day. Did I date a party every day? No. But when I went out to the bank, when I went to the grocery store, whether I went with the kids to school, pick up the kids, whatever I did, I talked Tupperware because those pennies were rattling around in my pocket, reminding me to make contacts. And so when you make 5 contacts a day or 10 contacts a day, think about that at the end of the week. I always got their name. I always carried my lead slips on a little clipboard in my purse, and I would always get their name, address, phone, email, because without a name, it could be a lost lead. You can pass out 1,000,000 books, and sometimes we do at shows, and we can't get a name. They don't want to leave you their name. But if you tell them that your director has given you a challenge, oh, you're a doll, thank you. Thank you, thank you. When they tell you, you tell them that your director gave you a challenge, so I act like I'm a consultant. I don't tell them what my title is, and I just tell them I'm in a challenge for my director to talk to 5 people a day, and if you give me your name, address, and phone, you're in a drawing for $25 at the end of the week. And we all have all that Tupperware sitting around our garage, and so you can take that Tupperware and make it to make you make money. And so some people will, some people won't. Again, you can't push them. But if you do that every day for 21 days, you have now a habit. You won't need the pennies in your pocket because you'll be talking Tupperware everywhere you go because it's a habit now. And when you have a habit like that, you'll always grow your business. Again, I said know your host gifts. So you need to know what a host gets. You need to know what a host bonus is. You need to know what they get at 500, 750, 1,000. Just like that, so that you are knowledgeable of your whole program. So when they ask your information, you can share it, okay? You never ever be pushy because you will push a person right out the door. And you gotta smile. And even if you're on the phone and you don't wanna smile, run up and down the steps and be out of breath, it makes you smile. Because a smile comes right through the phone, even if you can't see that person. Because, if I was talking like this, would you be listening to me? No, because it would be boring. So you want to smile. Again, you want to have fun. Dating parties is very important to the success of your business because it's the heart of our business. We meet new consultants at a party. We date future parties at a party. There's 7 to 10 women or men in a room all buying our wonderful product at a party. And you sell more at a party. So your in-home parties are the very best way to grow your entire business. Parties are easy. All they are is a host and you streamlining together. You partner with your host. If you love to cook and she does not want you doing any kind of cooking, you don't cook. It's her party, it's not yours. If she hates games and you love games, you don't play games. Now you can suggest some easy ways to cook if she doesn't like to cook, but I want to tell you that when you partner with that person that's having the party and you make the party hers, she's in her element having fun. And when you do that, you're going to gain her confidence and her trust, and you're going to have another party with her year after year after year. Never worry about no's. And you know what? When you do a lot of calls, you're going to get a lot of no's. And so what you have to do, and you'll never forget this, somebody told me this, I don't remember who or when or where, pretend you have olive oil all over your body. And when you get a no, it just rolls off your body. It doesn't stick. You know, like sticks and stones will break your bones and names will never hurt you? Well, no's won't hurt you. It's just you're getting closer to the yes. But you have to think of it, so when you get a no, you don't think, oh, she didn't like me, she didn't like what I wore, you know, it's not. She just might not be able to have a Tupperware party at that moment. So just pretend you have olive oil all over, and you will know that a no will never ever hurt you. You need to be prepared, and you need to have your party packs all prepared way ahead of time. At the end of every week, you want to make up 5 to 10, even if you don't ever held 5 to 10 parties. And if you make, everybody does them different, okay? I just put a guest list in here. I'm the old-fashioned way, the old school, and I send in a personal invite, snail mail to every person that's invited on the list. I give them an extra gift if they send this list back to me, and I will mail out a personal invitation. It's just how I do it. You don't have to do it that way. They sometimes do it on Facebook. They sometimes email me the list. But what I do is I have these all ready to go with order forms in here, how to do the order form, who to make the checks out to. I put books and monthlies and everything in there, so I'm ready. And I have 10 of those made every single week. Some are in my car, some are at home, so that if I call my husband, I say, hey, grab a party pack, so-and-so's picking one up on the back porch. Because it's there. If you date a party and then you gotta go home, oh, okay, what am I gonna put in it? And you gotta fumble through all your paperwork to put it together. What happens is, by the time you mail it out or get it to her, it's late and she's lost her excitement. You want to get it to her that same day. So if they're all made up, you just pop them in the mail. And I do this at a party. I keep them like this in these little party bags that I get at Mark's. And I buy the little ones because when they date a party and they take the books to work and they set it on their desk like that, the books are hanging out and people will come by and say, oh, what is that? Is it a birthday party? Is it, you know, what's in there? And they'll take a book. If I put it in a folder or if I put it just like this, they set it down and everything goes on top of it at their job and they might forget to tell people they're having a party. So the books are all hanging out, I put citrus peelers in there, so the party packs are all made up and I always give them a cute little bag. It's just how I do it. It's not how you have to do it. You have to find who you are because you can't be me and you can't be Pam and you can't be Tracy. You have to be who you are because that's the honesty and love that'll come through your heart, whoever you are, and you want to be who you are. You know, it's easier to do 5 parties a week than 1 party a month. And the reason is because if you have 5 parties this week, I used to do 7 to 9 parties a week when I was young, years ago, and it's easier to do that if you're all packed and ready to go. So on Sunday, I would pack my entire car, and I would have a brown bag with all my hostesses' names for the week, and there'd be enough books in there and monthlies and anything that I was doing for a theme, anything that I was giving away was in that bag. It was all in my car with my kid. It never came out. And I had 3 little kids, and my husband didn't do a whole lot with kids, okay? So if they were in their pajamas and ready to brush their teeth, I couldn't go out to do a party because he just wasn't good at that. So they were fed, they were bathed, they had their shower, they had their jammies on, they were all ready to go. We ate dinner and I went in the car and went to work. It's just like going to a job because everything was in my car. I didn't have to fumble around and pack this now and oh my gosh, I forgot my shoes. I have different colored shoes on because the kids are screaming, you know, and my daughter used to scream every time I left the house because she was little and she didn't want me to leave. And I'd be dragging my leg. But I went in the car and I went to a party and in 5 minutes she was happy, you know, because they forget. It's just us that feel bad. So it's easier to do a lot of parties because you're organized and everything is ready to go.